This video, like all of my videos, are an endeavour to educate people, to open your minds and your consciousness up to things that you haven't thought about, things that you've not considered, and areas in which you could make improvements. Now, of course, the whole thing about charity, sharing and giving and helping is very biblical. It's very religious. Do you know that the Muslims, they have a policy whereby if they are going to be the ideal practicing Muslim, they have to provide a meal for at least one person every single day. Every single day of their lives, they have to buy somebody a meal. Now, you may think Muslims are this, that and the other, but whenever I've known Muslims and mixed with Muslims, I've never gone hungry. And always, it'll come up during the course of the conversation, are you hungry? Let's go for something to eat. And even if you weren't hungry, they wanted to buy you something. No, come on, please, come. And in one particular occasion, I really wasn't hungry at all. And this guy says, well, I don't know anybody else here to buy anything for, but I've got to buy somebody a meal today. And so rather than asking someone random, and this was what a Muslim I knew in Bulgaria. And I went, well, for me, in that case, I'll oblige. And then when I'd eaten this this Bulgarian shish kebab, he said, do you want another one? I said, tomorrow. We'll do it every day, for me, yeah. And I'm like, I can get used to hanging around with you, dude. So it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing, people. But Western people, most are disgusting. Really, whatever you think of Muslims, look at what they're doing more than you. That act of kindness, that act of offering, that act of sharing, that act of kindness, that act of giving, wanting to give. Why is it so important? Well, of course, from a Muslim standpoint, buying a fellow human being a meal would have gone a long way in the old days. And I've often thought, if I was ever homeless, then I would be homeless in the Muslim vicinity, because you will not starve, you'll never starve. And someone was speaking to me about this the other day, because this person lives in a Muslim region, or where lots of Muslims are, and it's like, for goodness sake, I can't really walk down the street without being offered a meal. That's just how they are. In comparison, all this business that the Christians proclaim they have, and all of their kindness and consideration and giving and compassion, it doesn't amount to very much, does it? How many of you would consider yourselves Christian? And yet how many of you actually give? You see, the thing is about giving, people, is it should be a joyous event. It should be something that makes you feel good inside. But the vast majority of people are filled with resentment, jealousy, bitterness, and all the rest of these nasty human attributes that mostly Western people seem to revel in. And those of you watching my videos, been watching me for years, and look, I know lots of you. I know lots of you. And you could say, oh, you're shaming us. Oh, I can't do this. Oh, I can't. No, I just don't believe it. I just don't fucking believe it. You can't do this and you can't do that because, oh, me backy, mate. Me backy. Oh, me stopping, mate. Oh, yeah, it's the kids, mate. And whatever. It's pathetic. It's pathetic. Because if you actually took, like, let's say £10 a day out your wallet and you just put it in the leaves of a book and you forgot about it, you wouldn't miss it. You wouldn't. How many people are really that broke that they're actually scratching around for a fiver? Where's that fiver? I had a fiver. What pocket's that fiver in? Fucking hell, has anyone seen my fiver? Really? You're in a Western world and you, oh, it's my last fiver. Who the fuck is on their last fiver? I don't know. I really don't know who could be on their last fiver. And if you are on your last fiver, you've got to look at your lives, people. You're in one of the richest countries on the planet if you live in the United Kingdom, which most of you do. And if you live in Europe, you're most certainly in the richest hemisphere of the fucking world. And you can only afford a fiver or something. You've got to look at your lives. And that's what my channel's about. My channel is commanding you to look at your lives. And so it would be nice if those of you, oh, I'm struggling now, mate, but when you're not struggling, don't forget this. Don't forget the Awake and Brave channel, and just drop something on me, just out of the blue, out of your kindness, out of your absolute desire and want to pay something back to me for the assistance that I've given you, for the prompting that I've given you, for the reminders that I've given you. How many of you are disgusting vermin that just watch this channel and you think, oh, you call this fucking chicken packers and you're this and you're that, and fucking hell, I've got to work every day, I'm the one that's fucking boxing your eggs, and fucking, you're full of resentment. What I'm asking you to do, people, is look at your resentment. I'm asking you to free yourselves of your resentment. You look, this mountain bike, it's already on its way. It's already on its way, people. The cosmos is delivering it. And when it comes, I'll show you, and then you'll go, the bastard got it. Oh, how the fucking hell did he do that? Why did other people give? Well, that's the question, isn't it? Why did other people give? Because they're more free, because they're more generous, because they're more kind, because they're more heartfelt. Many, many reasons that you're not. You're not, because many of you live like kings. In comparison to kings 200 years ago, you live far better, and yet you still plead your poverty. And I'm almost of a mind, I really am almost of a mind to say, I tell you what, here's the deal. Those of you that don't give, don't comment anymore. I would like I really would like to ban you, because it seems that you've not learnt anything from my videos. You've not even learnt that. Why is it that I have to labour? Why is it that whenever there is a national campaign to try to extract donations out of the public, they have to resort to the absolute most horrendous scenarios of, skinny Biafrans with flies crawling on their eyeballs and laying eggs in the nostrils, and the kids are so weak they can't even fend the flies off. And eventually maggots will start falling out their nostrils. Why is it that they have to deploy those tactics to the dead, dull, nasty, parsimonious, terrified Western world, who live in such fucking opulence, but that they consider they're in poverty, and their fear doesn't enable them to give? It really is shocking. It's an abomination. And to be quite frank, I don't care whatever any of you are pleading. I'm not listening to it, and I don't respect it, and I don't respect you. And it's not just like, oh fucking hell, you're trying everything, every trick in the book, Awake and Brave, to get money out of us. If you look at it this way, I'm looking at it this way. Let me just tell you now, people, I've already got the bike. The bike is actually on its way, and it was on its way on the first day. It was on its way due to 5 people. 5 people made it possible. £1,000, 5 people. And so I don't need your money. But if you wanted to be decent human beings, if you wanted to watch my videos with a pure conscience. If you wanted to have some sort of affiliation and affinity with me and my policies and what I say and the things that I have an adherence to, then for a fucking tenner, you could save your own face. But I don't want to see you in the comments. I really don't. And I've known lots of you many years. I don't want to see you. Yeah, I'm going through some changes, people. I'm really going through some changes. And, you know, I'm always banging on about put a fucking thumb up, put a comment down, at least fucking say something. At least give something. That was a decent video, mate. I like that bit about that. But very, very few of you do. It's a very small percentage. And so, you know, Supercilious really, really does want the world to burn in hell. But the point is, it's kind of like, damn, how are we going to save those few good men and women? How are we going to do that? And even the Bible wrote about it. You are such verminous fucking scumbag, there's only ever going to be 144,000. Well, there's 8.5 fucking billion on the planet now. 144,000. Even the God of the fucking cosmos knew what scumbags he'd created. And it's just an abomination, isn't it? It's a fucking abomination. And then there's the other thing is like, oh yeah, well I don't have a debit card and you know, I don't have this and I don't have that. Well, why don't you? How fucking old are you? 50 years old, 60 years old, 30 years old, and you don't have that facility? You don't have a fucking debit card? What sort of losers are you these days? What sort of fucking losers are you these days? You don't have a PayPal account because you've never ever considered that you might just want to send somebody any money. So you never bothered to set one up. You just go, fuck them, fuck everybody. You know, you don't want to fucking click on the PayPal site. You don't want to put your email in and get an account. Fucking shocking. Shocking. Shocking bunch of fucking degenerates. So I only wish that, I mean, let me tell you now, people, I don't even know who 90% of the people. There's been 17 of you which have donated. And like I say, the first 5 made it all possible. And I wish I knew who these people were. I know who one of them is, in actual fact. No, 2. I know 2 of them are. And the largest donation was £500. And I don't know who this person is. And you know, so if you ever want to let me know, send me an email so I can thank you more personally, then you know, that facility is open for you. But lots of people, when they give, they don't want to, you know, have fucking lights and bells and shit like that. They just give, and you know, that's the most beautiful way to give, isn't it? You give anonymously. Because it's not, you don't want any acclaim, you don't want any appraisal, you want to give because you want to give. And those of you that have give because you wanted to give, then you're the ones that are real givers. You're the ones that, you know, don't need saving. But look at how many people need saving. When, let's say, 250 people watch these videos, and there's only 17 of you which have given anything, and over half have given small. And so, you know, you got to ask yourself the questions. I mean, ask yourself the questions of what's preventing you. What bitterness, envy, jealousy, hatred, all these sort of things. Well, surely if you just gave something, you'd emancipate yourself from that evil, because all those things are evil, people. And if you're harbouring them, then you're evil, and you've been subject to the machinations of the devil, haven't you? And it's difficult to see a way forward for anybody if they can't even be remotely charitable. And I'm saying in previous videos, if you've only watched 1 or 2 of my videos, then there's no real cause for you to do that, because you probably haven't been impacted. But if you have been watching my videos for years and you can't find a way, then you need to look at that. You really do need to look at that, because let's just say I'm an opportunity for you to get yourself set up for when you really need to. There may be a time when you really do need to send some money to somebody, a family member in need, or somebody who's stricken with illness and they're in a foreign country and they need this money. You might really need that facility. And if you're not set up to do it, then you're going to seriously let them down, aren't you? So for the sake of a tenner or 20 quid, come on, what's a tenner buy you? What's a tenner buy really, people? I mean, what's the average wage these days? I mean, people, £1,000 a week, it's got to be the average sort of fucking wage for even a fucking chicken packer, isn't it? Good God. I mean, I know labourers, boys, they're just on 120, 150 pounds a day just for fucking being on the shovel. The mind boggles. So it's all about self-actualization. It's about thinking about the attributes of Islam. It's about thinking about the attributes of Christianity. They're all premised in charity and giving and all of those fine attributes. And yet, how many of you can actually lend yourself to it? How many of you cannot sever the ball and chain which you're bound by through any of those attributes I've mentioned before? And yet you still keep watching my videos, so you still keep extracting. And what is it? You've got some sort of sick, sinister grin on your face. I'm taking all your wisdom and I'm giving you nothing, like and brain. I'm struggling, I'm a chicken packer, I'm this and I'm that. Well, yeah, I can see your poverty. I can see your poverty, but your poverty isn't in material things and it isn't for lack of food. Your poverty is in your mental disposition. That's where your poverty is. And you know, if you ever read any fucking books in your lives, Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich, and the art of giving. You know, when you give, you receive. That's the reciprocal nature of the cosmos. It's just how it is, and that's why I'm telling you that I've already got the bike. And whatever I set my mind to in this world, I know that I could get if I really wanted it. And I've gotten it when I have wanted it. Why have I? Because I've always known that I've always done the right thing. There's never been a situation when I've not done the right thing. When I've just thought, fuck you. Someone told a story in the comments today that they seriously resented someone begging for money in a doorway or something. But then they decided, okay, well, yeah, I'll come and buy some food. And, you know, so where does that resentment stem from? And he said, well, the resentment stems from that I was fucking slaving away in a job that I hated doing. Yeah, well, that's the disposition. So therefore, then, look at your lives and look at what changes you can make. There must be some jobs out there, something that you can do that you don't resent every single minute that you're there doing it. You know, my old man always used to say to me, the secret of life is finding something that you enjoy doing and being good at it. And then if you enjoy it, then you're going to do it, you know, with ease, and you're not going to resent anything. And if you're good at it, then, you know, people are going to want to pay you good money. And so it just makes sense to just try to better yourselves and be good at something, doesn't it? And so this is the last video I'm going to make. This is the last opportunity for you guys to redeem yourselves. And it really is a redemption. It's a self-redemption. Because I've stated, I've already got the bike. It's on its way. It'll be here in a day or two. And I've got the accessories as well. I bought a helmet. I bought a water bottle holder. I bought a good lock and cable chain. What else did I buy? I bought an under saddle toolkit bag. I've got it all going on, and that was attributed to a few decent people, a very, very few. And I would have really hoped, after all these years, with all you people watching me, I would have really hoped that you could amount to more than that. I really would. But alas, you know, there is only a very, very few that are ever going to step up. There's only a few of you that are ever going to have what it takes. You're going to have that strength, that inner strength to rise up above your inner demons, because it's always the inner demons that keep you in self-proclaimed poverty, and you're projecting your judgment and your envy and bitterness and jealousy and hate and all those different sorts of things. You're riddled with it, filled with it. But you see, even if you thought, well, I am a chicken packer, that working brave fucking winds me up, and yet you're still coming back for the videos. You've got to say to yourself, well, if you're going to be honest to yourself, you've got to go, fuck it out. Yeah, as much as this guy winds me up, there's things that he's saying which are helping me. And maybe they're one day going to help me out of my poverty. Maybe one day, maybe today they are going to emancipate my mind from my poverty, from my self-imposed poverty. Maybe they are going to emancipate me from my jealousy, my envy, my bitterness, for being subject to slavery, which the Waking Brave doesn't have anything to do. He didn't press gang me into slavery. He's just pointing it out, and he's saying that there are options, you know. And if you live in one of these first world countries, there's lots of options. And so you don't have to live every single day of your life in this mental poverty and in bitterness for the way your life is, and jealous and envious of other people because they're out in the sunshine, like Mr. Krishna yesterday when I made the video. For goodness sake, how easy people can just turn, how easy they can just go cold on you, how easy they just they feel embittered because they envy you so much, and their inner envy reflects and makes them hate you and close down, and they don't want to be open, they don't want to smile, they don't want to give you nothing, they don't want to give you anything. He couldn't even give me a smile, he couldn't even pretend to do that anymore. It just all stopped, and I'm going to confront him on it when I go in the shop, maybe today, if he's there and looking down again. I'm going to say, what's changed, Krishna? What's changed? Because it always used to be smiles and, oh, hello Aaron, morning Aaron, and all this. What's changed? Was it because I told you what's out there? Would you go out there if you could? Have you ever been out there? Krishna, have you ever been out there? Have you ever been? He's never been to Bradgate Park. He's never been walking. These people don't do this. Indians, they don't do it. That's all it is. You know, why is this? Because their culture, deep down, it's embedded in their psyche, is poverty. And so I've known many Indians in my life, and they save and save and save and scrimp and scrimp and scrimp, and they won't spend anything on fucking nothing, because they're all living in fear. Because if they weren't living in fear, then they'd just fucking spend the money, and then they'd have the confidence that the cosmos is going to provide for them. And like it says in the Bible, it said, look, if God provides for the birds and the mice and all living things, then how so much more God is going to provide for you. So don't live in poverty. Don't live in the notion that there isn't a God and that God isn't going to provide you via providence, because when you open your mind up, people, and I've told you long-term viewers, many scenarios when I never had anything, but I never stressed about it, I never fretted about it, I never lived in fear. I just walked around the corner and then things would change. I'd meet somebody that would buy me something, give me some money, I'd find some money, I'd get a job, whatever. It always just works out. And when I was doing this down and out in London, when I was just seeing what it's like to be homeless, and seeing what was available to me, well, within a day I was eating salmon sandwiches and beef stew with copious amounts of bread and everything for 50 pence in one of these charity eateries. And so I'm like, well, why do people need to sit in doorways? It's a choice they've made, because you don't need to sit in doorways, because there's places like this which are available. I would think in every city. There's soup kitchens and charities in every city. And these salmon sandwiches, they were coming from a very prestigious sandwich making company. And they don't keep anything on their shelves longer than 12 hours. So these sandwiches are less than 12 hours old. And the sell-by date, you've still got at least a whole day after this particular company taking them off their shelves due to their prestige. And so salmon, fresh salmon sandwiches. I'm talking salmon cut, you know, smoked salmon just cut from the fish like that, in big slivers. Yes. So I'm trying to emancipate yourselves from your own poverty. And I'm just wondering how you guys will feel who haven't contributed, and you see me on this brand new bike, and then you see me flying around, and then you still tune in and watch my videos. And then you go, well, that was a good video, or I like that video. And won't you feel when you feel something negative, when you feel negative in the slightest, or are you going to self-perpetuate your own denial? The "you fucking got nothing to do with me, you fucking every man for the fucking self," and all this business. And it just keeps coming back to, well, if you feel like that and if you harbour this resentment, then why do you continue to watch me? Because there's a schism there, isn't there? There's a very big schism. If you aren't open-hearted and rejoicing and want the best for me, and if I make an appeal like this, and you look at your so-called poverty, and you say to yourself, well, how poor am I really? How much difference would it make, really? And if you go, well, I'm on basic income support, and it's like £12 a day, and I don't have any means because I'm not that smart, and you know, if I give a tenner, then it's literally a day's food. It's a day's food, Aaron. I'll go, okay, that's great, I understand that. Keep watching the videos and see if you can raise yourself up, because there's a great deal of information that I'm imparting that will in no time at all take you out of that mindset, because all you need to do is change your mindset from poverty. And if you change your mindset from poverty, then you'll no longer be in it, because poverty is an illusion, people. How can you look around a first world nation and think that you are poor? There's what do they call it? Food outlets. I've been and done this. I've done it all. I've slept in doorways of the subway down in London on cardboard boxes just to see what it was like. I've been to these charity soup kitchens. I've been to what do they call these places where you go and get bags of food? Food banks and this sort of thing. I've been to loads of food banks. I've made videos about what you get from varying food banks, and how nutritious the food is. You know, some are more too nutritious than the others, how many times you can go back, and then what other facilities they are. You know, where else can you go to get some money? Are there any other charities which will, you know, give you a roof and help you with this and that? Well, there's lots of places. It just needs initiative, people. It needs initiative. And with all these videos I'm making, they're all about self-empowerment. And if you keep looking at them, if your situation doesn't change, then you've got to look at yourself and you go, well, you're a fucking idiot. You really are a fucking idiot. An idiot for many reasons. Maybe because you don't want to change, maybe because you can't change, maybe because you think that you don't have the wherewithal to make any changes. But those of you that have stayed the same all these years, you're sad, really, really sad. And I know that there's many of you like that. And I just go, what the fuck? What the fuck? You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. So, I've got about 10 more minutes to this, people. Got about 10 more minutes to this. And it's the last video I'm going to make. And I'm going to reiterate, and I'm going to fucking say the same old things again, that I don't have any respect. I don't even want to see you in the comments. If I see you in the comments, I'm going to go, fuck you, I'm just going to block you. I'm going to fucking block you. Because you're worth nothing to me. Why would I want to see that? Why would I want to have that rubbed in my face when I know that there isn't a single one of you, really, that's that fucking poverty-stricken? And I know lots of you doing this and doing that, and you're living very, very comfortable lives, thank you very much. I'm not standing for it. So don't be telling me any bullshit. Don't be trying to get some sort of allegiance with me in the comments. I'm not listening. Because there's no allegiance, people. Face the facts. There's no fucking allegiance. If you can't stretch yourself to a fucking tenner, and there's even people that have sent a fiver, something like that, and they are, giving me explanations. Well, I'm on the fucking, bread line at the moment. I'd love to help you. This, okay, fine. At least you did it. When lots of my so-called friends and long-term viewers didn't. They didn't step up, mate. So you, strangers who did that, look how much more valuable, look how much more of an awakened person you are, because you did that. And so there's hope for you, there really is. These people that proclaim their poverty, or they just pretend they're not watching my videos. they just disappear, you know, maybe from the comments, because then they'll think that, oh, the Awake and Brave will think that I'm not watching the video. No, I know you're all watching the videos. You're always watching the videos, and I can tell you're always watching the videos by the fucking the numbers of people that watch the videos. It's always the same amount. And so I've said it, haven't I? And that's where we stand, people. That's where we stand. And you know, these sorts of things, they just keep reiterating to me that it's like flogging a dead fucking donkey. YouTube, you know, has been valuable. It's been, you know, I got a beautiful holiday out of it, you know, 10 days ago. And now, you know, I've managed to buy this mountain bike. But that's great, but it's bitter and sweet, you see, people, because it's only a fraction of you which do that. It's a fraction of you which do the right thing, the good thing, and the resentment still remains. The resentment remains for 99% of you, and I just fucking don't want to give you. I just don't want to give. I'm tired of giving to you. This fucking YouTube portal is a dead end. People tell me about other platforms. How people are just fucking made, you know, become millionaires in 1 year for making daft ass videos which aren't anything like the quality and caliber that I make. And people are advising me to go onto those platforms. And I've seriously got to look at it, people, because you're not serving me. You're not serving me anymore. I say anymore, you never have really. I mean, okay, so I've got a few good friends. Again, very, very few. Things have happened. Out of 16 years, things have happened. But I can't help thinking that in 16 fucking weeks, I'd get more than I got out of 16 years on this channel. So things are going to change, people. And so anyway, you'll do whatever your conscience will allow you to do. And please, don't even bother giving me your poverty fucking lines. I don't want to hear them. I don't want to hear them. I don't believe it. I just can't fucking picture that. I just can't picture it. So you'll be seeing the bike tomorrow or the next day, and have a think about how you feel about that. Those of you that have supported it, you'll be thinking about it in degrees. Because obviously it's very, very tiered, with very high donations to very low, and so you'll all be thinking and feeling in relation to the percentage and proportion that you gave. And isn't that a thing? Isn't that a thing, right? It's all proportionate, isn't it? Depending on a person's wealth. You know, there's a parable in the Bible. When the Pharisees were scoffing at this little old lady who only put a few denarii, or denarius, whatever it is, the currency, into the coffers of the church, they were going, whilst they were dropping silver coins in, big silver coins. And Jesus says, truly I say unto you that this woman, she gave more than you ever could, because she gave from her surplus, or she gave from her lack where you gave from your surplus. So she probably wouldn't eat. She wanted to give to the church, and she would go without food for that day. That's the level of poverty that she was at. And yet the Pharisees, you're all fat, and you wouldn't even miss the money. There's lots of things to learn, people. And you know, giving, well, it's something that we have to adjust our psyches in the modern Western world too, because the vast majority of us have forgotten how to do that, because you've had everything on the plate, and you resent your life so deeply for the slave labour that you consider that you have to do all the time, and then because of your energy levels, and because you don't get the things that you want in any case, and you look around you and people are doing better than you, and this, that and the other. Well, I mean, you got to change it here, because if you change it here, then all that money stuff, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter to you. Once you change it here, people, then you live beautifully. But you know, I did this whole mountain bike thing just like as an exercise. You know, I'm always doing these exercises on this channel. I'm trying all different sorts of things, and I'm seeing how you, the the viewer operates and what your level of psychology is. And then when I discover certain things, then now I'll come at you another way, and I'll come at you another way, and I'll come at you another way. And sometimes I'll bluster at you, and sometimes I'll speak very, very plainly, reasonably, like now. And so I deploy many, many tactics, and if I can't reach you with all of these tactics, that's something that you have to reflect upon. Because if I couldn't reach you with the belligerent facet, with the just the open and just gentle, appealing, if I couldn't reach you with the more forceful realization and revelation of your own mind and thoughts, if I can't reach you on all these levels, then what the fuck are you? Who the fuck are you? How is ever anyone going to be able to appeal to you outside of your own induced desires? I mean, sure, you'd be giving to people when you get in. Oh, you love it when you get in. Yeah, when you get in, like off, I don't know, friends or lovers or something like that. Oh, then you'd give a little bit. You give a little bit to give the illusion of balance. But really, you're just taking. You're taking. And if you was a real giver, then you wouldn't need to get anything back. You'd just be happy knowing that giving is a beautiful thing. And when you give, then it beautifies you. And so you don't need to question anything else about it. You just give and you just forget. And you go forward, and then the cosmos will look after you.